Ah, my lowly tripod. This cheap $10 little tripod is looking a little lonely. But guess what? Today he got a new friend, and I will introduce his friend here in just a second. So to start off with, the old Vixia HFR800 that I got a couple days ago here, I actually spent a good portion of today going over all of the quality settings and various things to try to get the best quality I could out of the video, and it was terrible. Now I'm recording on my cell phone right now, and the cell phone was just that much better that I just had to return it, even though it was a good deal. So what do I get in its place? Well, let's have a look. I love these little things, they're so nice. So, what did I get? Well, the last one I got was, let's just call it $200. This one cost me a pretty penny. And I'm plopping this down for you guys here. So basically, if we look at the receipt here, $537.49. And yes, if you're catching on already, right up there is the Panasonic HC-V770K. Wow, this thing looks so much better on the floor. So with that, I give you this guy. Yes, it's a bit bigger, but there are a lot of advantages to this thing, and I really like pretty much all of them. So I'm not going to go over every single feature in this particular video, but I'll go over some of the big ones here. So 6 megapixel effective sensor here is still 1920 by 1080 at 60p or 60i depending on your format. 50x intelligent zoom, wireless twin camera. Now this was a feature that I was definitely interested in, and I may not use it right away, but I'll definitely play with this some more. That's basically this right here, where the main camera, this guy, takes this video, and then the sub picture here is video that's taken, say, from your cell phone, and it all goes into one file. So you basically get a picture-in-picture. That's going to be cool to play with. The same scene from two different angles at the same time, and you don't have to try to mesh them. Say with Adobe Premiere or something like that. It already comes done that way. That's going to be very interesting to do, although it's probably going to take a lot of work to figure out exactly how it works. Anyway, moving on, we have HDR movie. Having support for HDR, that's a big one. And the other camera didn't have that. I did like it when it came out with the phone, but it was sort of rudimentary. I mean, mind you, it is a cell phone. So I'm interested to see how good and how vibrant HDR is with this camera. Level shot function, which is basically if you take your camera and you film something at a bit of an angle, it'll automatically level out the image for you as you're recording, so it doesn't look, all funny like you couldn't stand upright or you were drunk. That should be kind of nice, and I may or may not take advantage of that. We'll see. Full HD slow motion video. So this will do 30, 60, and 120, and it claims that it will process it to be the equivalent of 240. I don't know how true that's going to be, but we're going to find out eventually. Now, there are some other features in here, obviously. As far as the attachments that are here, the remote pan tilt cradle, it's a cute idea. I'll probably not use that ever. The LED video light, I might use this, but I need to come up with something here in the workroom, probably something to hang from the ceiling that will give me a broader light distribution, kind of like an umbrella. So then we have stereo microphone, which this supposedly supports 5.1 audio, I would assume, with the correct type of microphone. A wide conversion lens. Since this is not a wide angle to begin with, that may be something I have to get, and I'm going to look up the price on this, but to have a little bit better coverage area, that might be something I need to look into. And then of course there's the accessory kit, carrying case, battery pack, charger, blah, blah, blah. So now these are just the official ones. There are obviously going to be more, but the only things I would probably use are the light and the lens. I'll probably buy my own little kit case for this thing. We'll see. But the next video, which I will record tomorrow, is going to have a lot of the comparison of video quality. So right now we're recording on a cell phone, and I'll give you a real quick shot here. If you notice, especially in black light, how this part of the box does not seem to have, see, look at that. If I refocus, you can see how much noise there is around there, jumping colors. It's not nearly as clean. And obviously if I go to white and darken the background, it's less noticeable, but it's still there. I have been having zoom and focus issues with my cell phone's built-in camera now for a while, and that's part of the reason that after today I decided to plop down a pretty hefty amount for this guy. I was really not expecting to do that. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't. I was hoping I could actually get away with the cheaper one, but that's definitely a no dice thing. So this is going to be what we go with. So I'm going to do a real quick unboxing to show what it comes with. This is by no means professional. The next video will be a bit of a comparison, including, obviously I can't take video of this camera from this camera, but from then on, future videos should be shot with this guy, assuming he's up to snuff. So the next video should be a video comparison between video quality off of the new camera and off the cell phone. So we'll find out what that is. I'll do a real quick unboxing, and that'll be it for this video. All right, so looking in on this guy, I haven't even opened it yet, so I'm not sure what to expect. I'm going to do this as we open it here. So an instruction manual, owner's manual. I might read this at a couple places. I usually don't read the owner's manual. I'm just one of those guys. Okay, we'll get to the main guy here in a second. There's a lot of stuff in here. Let me keep grabbing a couple things out of here. Okay. So we have here a mini HDMI to full-size HDMI. So this would be to display out to an external monitor. You have here the USB, what I believe is a power cable here. So powering it from USB. We have the wall charger piece, which is AC to a USB plug. And for those of you that are curious, this is rated at, let me get it into the light where I can read it even. Well, you guys might be able to. There you go. 5 volt, 1.8 amp. I would suggest that even though you can use higher powered chargers, just use the charger it came with. There's no reason to risk overcharging it, overpowering it, making the camera work overtime. Just use the one that it came with and be safe. Next we have tiny little battery. Yes, tiny little battery. You almost wouldn't even think this would power anything, but you know what? If this is all it takes, I think I'm cool with that. So we'll have to test that out and see for runtime. Here, looks like the mount for external accessories, and this goes into the back of the camera, which let me point out here, there is a slot back here that takes a release button right here, and this slides into the back like a key, and then you slide your accessories like your microphone or your light or whatever onto this. And here we have just a regular micro USB to USB male for connecting to a PC. And these, you probably have these by the millions by now. These were one of the most common now for the last few years. Then, of course, we get to the fun guy. But before I do, I want to mention that I did go out and I went and bought this. Now, this is a Class 10 U3 1000X card. I figured 64 was probably about all I'm really going to need. I did have an old 16 gig, I believe it was a Class 2. This was from way back when. And I put it in an adapter and used that, which actually, if I pop it out, here, I put my micro SD card into this, and this was my adapter. I use this on the laptop to transfer storage, transfer cards and backup stuff, just kind of like a spare drive. But for the camera, to get full 1080p 60, I figured I needed one of these. And it's nice to have a 64 gig card. I got it on sale. This was $22 at Micro Center. Excellent buy. So, what have you guys been waiting for? Well, oh yes, you've already met my lonely guy. His friend is going to be this guy. So here he is. Oh. Looks pretty good. Is a little bit bigger. I'd say maybe 3/4 of an inch taller, wider, and probably about the same length. This does have obviously some extra buttons and scroll wheels. It has a different iris cover. And this is not one with the lens in a gimbal on the inside. This is digital image stabilization. There was another one I was looking at that actually has a lens gimbal inside. And for the video quality, I decided to go with this guy. So with this one, the benefit over the last one is that when it's closed, it's smooth. The edges actually meet up. There's no parts that are sticking out, so you can't accidentally catch it on something and rip it off. You can't pull it. It's all one piece. Here is your 5.1 channel and your zoom, windshield zoom mic. I guess we'll have to see how that works in a windy day. It does have a built-in light, which I tested out in Best Buy, and that's actually pretty bright. So this thing ought to do pretty well in a dark room. So we'll take a little bit closer look here at the bottom. f/4.08. Now, I'm not going to go over all those specs for you. Some of you don't care, some do. Whatever. But basically, this is exactly what I needed. And here's that shoe adapter. This is what I was talking about with this guy. This is right in here. It clips in. And then your attachments and whatnot go on here. Now to take that off, you actually have to come in, and this little tab right here allows you to pull it back out. So you can see we have a few more buttons in here, and I still need to figure out what all they do. Obviously this is power on off. This is Wi-Fi connect. I don't remember, and I believe this is switch between recording mode and viewing mode, so you can view what you've already recorded and whatnot on here. USB connection, HDMI out connection, audio video connection or headphone, microphone input for an external mic, and obviously battery release. On the bottom, get this back in focus, this is where the SD card goes. Now it's on the bottom, not on the inside. Now, unfortunately, it does seem to be, and I'm just pressing like flat like this. See, that's even halfway down the thumb. It's already really easy to open. It doesn't take a whole lot of effort. I wish it were recessed just a little bit more, but you know, it is what it is. So here you have the stop and the screw mount for, you guessed it, this guy. Screws right into here. Obviously, if I did it right, it would. And there he is. So this will probably be how I transport and I set up most of where I'm going. I like the foam, the bendable legs and everything. And this is going to be how I tripod this thing most of the time, with the exception of the tripod that this camera, my cell phone, is currently mounted on. So, let's take him off. This obviously has the flip forward, and here you can see that my camera is on a tripod, and obviously you can see me. Here, let's get it down here where you can see it. So mounted in a tripod, I'm using my phone to record. This is more of my professional tripod. But anyway, you take this and you can see yourself, and this had a very nice viewing angle. I really like that. Or you can view it from behind. Now, here's the good thing, and this is with most cameras with a twistable display. Maybe I want to have it above me like this, facing straight down, so I can do like an unboxing or I'm doing a tutorial without having to stand behind my tripod like I'm doing now, which kind of gets in the way. I can't roll my chair up. It's hard on my back. You go the extra 90 degrees, and now you can also see it while it's sitting there and at any angle that you need, including from below. So no matter how you hold this, you really can get, including up, you can get just about any viewing angle you want out of this, including, I guess, record yourself upside down. But that means this screen will flip anyway. So then you're back to doing that, which you might as well do this. So, yeah. Now, of course, I don't know where that would be super helpful. I guess if you want to see it from the side instead of be behind it. But, yeah. I think this is really nice. I'll go over a lot of the interface features. I'm going to check for a firmware update. Some cameras have them, some don't. I don't expect that this will, even though it will have a firmware on it. Because the last camera I checked, and actually a couple others, even if you look at their support page, it still shows that there's a section where you could download firmware to update the device, but no matter what operating system you select, there's no firmware, which leads me to believe that these are so new they just haven't added an actual update yet. So wait a year, year and a half, something, maybe even less than that. I'd hope it'd be less than that, and they'll have a firmware update. That's very possible. So we'll find out. And I just noticed something else here, and that is that this right here is a rotary dial, as you can see, but also, if you see, it says push. And it's hard to see in here, but it pushes straight in. So this would be scroll it to a function and select. Scroll it to a function, select. So you don't have to keep tapping the screen. I think that's how that works. We're about to find out. Oh, and I've almost forgot, obviously, your zoom function here, along with volume plus and minus, and capture button. Record button is back here. Depending on how you do it, either press 3 seconds to record or press once to record. And this will take photos. So, yeah, everything's all messy in frame, but you know what, whatever. Yeah, that's all I got, is now a Panasonic instead of a Vixia. We will see how this works. I will do an updated video tomorrow. I need to get this thing on charge, power it up, go through the settings, make sure everything's right, initialize the SD card, and we should be good to go. So hopefully this will be much better. This is one heck of a startup. And you know what? Every time I look at this, I feel like I'm forgetting something. It's because I am. Look here now. Headphone port is here, not part of AV here, like it was on the previous camera. The previous camera, the R800, had this as the AV and headphone port as a combo port. This one does not. It has AV there and headphone here. With, again, it's not, as you can tell, it's not, I mean, if you open this by mistake and you hit it, you will break this off. It's a very, very cheap door. Almost too easy to open. And if you look right here, there we go, 5-volt DC in, which is essentially sort of a drop-in and slide type of door. And that is where you plug in the power, which was this guy right here, USB to power right here. And you use that, I'm assuming you can do it with a computer. At 1.8 amp, you're only going to get 500 millivolt or 500 milliamp out of it, but use the wall charger for that. So anyway, now I believe I've found everything. I'm looking through real quick just to make sure. Okay, I think I finally found it all. So yeah, this is my new baby, and hopefully this will work. Nice and light. I think it'll be a valuable addition to my channel. I hope this video quality is as good as it sounds, and I will do an update video tomorrow. So with that, I know we've been about 15 minutes here, but this should really improve the quality of a lot of things. I am also going to be starting to do sort of like a vlog because we're doing some kitchen remodel, and my girlfriend and I would like to get some video of the progress of that. It's the most major renovation she's done to this house in a long time, and of course when we go boating, when we go on vacation and trips and Thanksgiving and Christmas and you name it, this will be used all over the place, not just for the channel. So already I've only made 150 some odd dollars from ad revenue here on the channel before, and I've already spent at least 3 times that just to get this guy. But you know what? I'm doing it for the channel. I hope you guys will subscribe. You know, when we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, we'll be good. But yeah, that's the aim. I really hope my quality improves a lot with this thing. So look forward to more videos, especially about this. I will try to get some better quality presentations, including some nice slow pans and tilts and whatever. But yeah, this will help me improve. Wow. Yeah, I need some caffeine. I'm dying here. I can't even talk right. With that, hope you guys liked the video. Like, share, and subscribe. Watch future videos from this bad boy, and I will see you guys in another video. Thanks for watching, everybody.